During all this turmoil, Cardano has held strong. But there's one thing that not a lot of people really understand fully yet, and that's exactly what I want to go ahead and dive into and explain to you here today. Hello, my name is Dan from the Hidden Gem Network, and if you know me, you already know that I am a big Cardano fanboy, but I also believe that Ethereum, DOT, and other chains have their place. There's not one that's going to rule all. But what I will say is you can see right over here, we have overtaken Ripple by about $1 billion in market cap, which is great. And as you can see, Cardano is just green across the board over the hourly, the 24 and the 7-day. And if we just take a look at the charts as well, the charts actually look extremely healthy. I'm not going to dive too much into the charts and whatnot, but again, we can see that the uptrend is there. We are pushing up, but there's a lot more that goes into just we're pushing up, right? There's a lot more that goes into it, which is why you're here. So the very first thing that you need to consider is what happened with Elon and what he initially said. So if we just go ahead and we just run a Twitter search for Elon Musk, we can see exactly what he went ahead and said last night. You probably already seen this everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. People are tweeting about it. But there's one little thing in here that I really want to touch on that I believe is huge for the entire ecosystem, not just Cardano, but for the entire marketplace of potentially any crypto, really. So at the end, Elon says we're also looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy and transaction, okay, per transaction. So essentially, this is great news because everyone's like Cardano, 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 but this also opens up possibilities for, let's just say, Litecoin as an example. So Cardano definitely is definitely in the cards for a possibility. But I do foresee something massive happening in the near future once we actually go ahead and have the smart contracts released. Then Tesla will see a real use case, see that massive projects are being built, and see the growth of Cardano just become parabolic because of that simple fact. But the reason I'm making this video isn't because of Elon, isn't because of the fact that we're pushing up. It's not any of that. As a matter of fact, the reason I'm making this video is simply because of the ecosystem that is being built around Cardano right now, but not so much about the ecosystem that's being built around Cardano. It's more so about one particular sector of the ecosystem, the automated market makers, the AMMs, or the liquidity providers. Now, why is this something that I'm making a video about and really want to touch about is because I need to explain to you how this necessarily works and how this is going to cause a massive price shock. It's going to theoretically just have Cardano exponentially grow and just to the upside, just shoot to the upside once these DEXs go ahead and they go live, once the smart contracts are live and we're able to go ahead and have decentralized exchanges where we can provide liquidity. So let's just take a look at Uniswap really quickly. So Uniswap has actually gone ahead and overtaken the total amount of transaction fees in comparison to Bitcoin. So here it is. You can see Uniswap has fully flipped Bitcoin in fees. It goes obviously Ethereum one day in fees, Uniswap and Bitcoin. So this is great. Now this is great for Ethereum. What does that have to do with Cardano? Well, just the simple fact that Cardano has the biggest community, it has the biggest anticipation of launch, and it has probably, I can't say this 100%, but it most likely has the biggest amount of projects waiting to bridge over to Cardano. So with that being said, we can see the rise of something like Uniswap and PancakeSwap, how much liquidity they have inside of their platform and being provided inside of their pools. So you can see over here, the value locked is $900 million, almost $1 billion in Uniswap. And the volume in the last 24 hours is 1.78 billion, almost $2 billion. This is insane when you consider that this is a decentralized exchange, right? So you gotta kind of understand that people are providing liquidity on here and they're getting compensated inside of these pools, as you can see. Again, there's so many different pools. So if we just go to the Uni pool, You can see UNI to ETH, UNI to USDT. The volume in the last 24 hours, 43 million. And then we have USDT, 350 million. Total value locked over here is 350,000. 518,000 is locked. So essentially, if we just take a look at the UNI pools right over here, you can see how much liquidity is locked, but not just in the UNI pools. Overall is what you have to keep in mind. How much value is locked and the volume in the last 24 hours. And this is just Uniswap alone. This doesn't necessarily count other chains like PancakeSwap with the Binance Smart Chain. It doesn't count other DEXs as well. So now the reason why I'm even sharing that is because of the simple fact that when it comes down to providing liquidity, when projects get moved over and migrated to the Cardano chain, those tokens are going to need to have liquidity being provided to them, whether it's Cardano to the token, whether it's the token to USDT, whether it's the token to whatever it is, right? So, all these projects are going to need to have liquidity provided, and Cardano is going to be one of the coins that is going to be the liquidity is going to be provided in as a pair. So what does that mean essentially? Well, if we have all of these projects migrating over to the Cardano ecosystem and the APYs are astronomical for actually providing liquidity in the pair of ADA to the token, then people are going to go ahead and they're going to stake that particular pair. So think about it, right? If you go ahead and get, let's just say 20% or 30% or 40%, let's just say 40%, if you go ahead and you pair token X with Cardano, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of investors that will gladly go ahead and load up on Cardano just to go ahead and get that 40%. Now, here's the other thing, right? Is when you provide liquidity, it's a one-to-one. So if the token is $50 at the time and Cardano's $2, that means you need 25 Cardano and one token in order for it to be a one-to-one. But what happens if you have, let's just say, I don't know, only one Cardano and you have one of those tokens, but you want to provide liquidity? Essentially, you're going to have to purchase however many extra ADA in order to provide that liquidity. So people that want to provide liquidity, they'll need to go ahead and have a one-to-one to pair with that token. And what's going to happen when they want to provide liquidity? It's simple. They're going to need to purchase more Cardano in order to go ahead and provide liquidity for that given token. Now, we already have exchanges like YaySwap who are going ahead and they've already did an airdrop, a pre-sale of their tokens. They're starting to slowly build, as you can see, the first high-performance decentralized exchange platform on the Cardano blockchain. A fourth of a percentage of a swap fee. We could just see their total supply and their tokenomics. That's not really important right now, but we have a lot of liquidity or automated market makers, so decentralized exchanges, and also liquidity providers. These platforms that are being created right now. So that's extremely bullish for me. And like I've just explained to you before, in order to go ahead and provide liquidity, you need to have a one-to-one. And with all these projects migrating over to Cardano, there's a lot of individuals that are going to be providing liquidity, and they're going to need X amount of tokens or X amount of coins of Cardano in order to go ahead and pair it with the tokens that are coming over. Or the projects that are coming over in those tokens. So that means they're going to have to buy more Cardano, and more people are going to obviously keep on purchasing more so they can go ahead and provide liquidity. So what is that going to do to the underlying price? Well, when people need to keep on buying more of a certain coin, what happens, right? When the demand is insane because of the simple fact that all these projects are coming over, liquidity needs to be provided. What happens to the price, the underlying price? Well, we're going to go up from there. And if we go ahead and have a successful launch, we have a really successful mainnet launch, then we're going to see a lot of projects bridge over as well. We're going to see a really big price shock because of liquidity that is going to be provided or need to be provided. And that's why I'm so bullish on Cardano. Yes, it is phenomenal what they're trying to accomplish. Everything about it, the community, great. But the biggest reason why, and if you want to check out the other video that I made about my portfolio and how much money I put into Cardano recently, It's because of this simple fact, is I believe that just providing liquidity is going to drive the price up, and it's going to, we're going to see some incredible gains just because people are going to need to purchase more Cardano in order to provide liquidity to the token pair. So with that being said, my name is Dan from the Hidden Gem Network. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications, and subscribe if you love Cardano, all right? So if you love Cardano, you're on the right channel. And make sure you take a look at the description down below. There's a 500 USDT giveaway going on this month, and it's free to join. So with that being said, I hope you learned something here. I hope you see what I see, and I hope I conveyed it to you in a way that you can understand it. So with that being said, have a fantastic day, enjoy the gains, and I'll see you soon.